Mafia The Old Country is coming, hopefully in 2025. A lot of us Mafia fans are very excited about the long-awaited prequel to the Mafia trilogy. And we're going to get some more information regarding the game coming up in December, probably around the time of the Game Awards, December 12th. Whatever information comes out regarding Mafia The Old Country, obviously I will be covering it all the way up until release, and I look forward to playing through Mafia The Old Country from start to finish. Now, the current head of Hangar 13 stated a while back that Mafia The Old Country would be a linear story similar to Mafia and Mafia 2. However, I hope that it's not just a linear game. As long as it's good quality story and characters, that's cool. But I think a lot of us Mafia fans want more than just going from chapter to chapter with nothing to do in between. So I have a few ideas of what I would like to see in Mafia The Old Country. By the way, your ideas, welcome below in the comment section. So as we mentioned, it's supposed to be linear, similar to Mafia 1 and 2. However, I would like for it to be more like Mafia 3 and the GTA games or Red Dead, where after you're done with a chapter or mission, it takes you back into the open world or free ride or free run, whatever you want to call it. And in between missions and between chapters, you have the ability to do some things, like for example, explore Sicily or the game's version of Sicily, the city, the various towns, villages, etc. Go around collecting items, because there's going to be collectibles, as well as perhaps even other unique items like unique clothing, unique weapons, etc. I would also like the ability to run quote-unquote family businesses to make some additional money. I hope that there is a currency system in the game. And I would like to also have a customizable home or hideout. That way we would have a place to go and rest and relax with some interior customizations, different furnitures, a place to put our trophies, a weapons locker, wardrobe, etc. And I just hope that we're able to actually do stuff in between the chapters, even if it's just like a version of Free Ride where we can go and cause random open world sandbox style chaos. That would be fun. So hopefully there'll be more to do in Mafia The Old Country than just the story itself. And as I mentioned, I hope that there is an actual currency system for the players to earn money and spend it on various things, like I mentioned. The ability to customize and upgrade our hideouts or homes, as well as various clothing options, just like Vito has in Mafia 2, weapon options. Now, when it comes to the weapons, most of us agree that they should be time period appropriate, from the early 1900s, perhaps up into the Great War era, depending on where the timeline of the game happens to be. But along with the weapons, I hope that the weapons have realistic customization, modification options. And I also hope there's some various shops and stores, like bars that we can go to, and maybe some mini games. That would be awesome. So a lot of that I really hope that we have in the game, because I want to be able to do stuff in this world besides just the chapters from start to finish. And if we had the ability to have different hats and shirts, shoes, pants, jackets, etc., and match and mix them together to our heart's content, that would be great, along with the weapons once again. I hope that we also have improved shooting mechanics along with melee mechanics, because a lot of people do criticize Hangar 13 when it comes to Mafia 3, as well as Mafia Definitive Edition. Both could have been a little bit better, and with time, I hope that Hangar 13 has improved the melee and the shooting mechanics for Mafia The Old Country. And when it comes to the missions, the chapters themselves, I hope it's like Mafia 3, where most of them are optional when it comes to how you approach them or tackle them. You can go in stealthy if you want. There might be one or two where you have to tell somebody or you have to be stealthy to a point. But I really hope that they have the same philosophy that they adopted in Mafia 3, was the only way you fail is by dying. Because I like the ability to go into a different mission or chapter with either stealth or a loud approach, whichever one you choose, or maybe a little bit of both. So I hope we have those options when it comes to most of the missions in Mafia The Old Country, stealth and or loud. But once again, I do understand that there might be missions that are specifically stealth because of what's required, like stealthy, like following, telling somebody from one point to another for reasons. But I want some options. I don't want to just be handheld and forced to do one specific thing every single time. A few other things I would like to see is a fast travel system. That's definitely something I wish we had in Mafia the Definitive Edition, as well as Mafia 2 and Mafia 3, so that we could like fast travel to various points in the game or the world itself to make it easier to get around. It's nice to be able to drive around in Mafia 2, and Mafia 3 at times, but when it comes to Mafia The Old Country, it's much further back in the timeline than Mafia Definitive Edition. So I imagine that if there are automobiles, and we've seen at least one screenshot of an automobile, so we know that there'll be very early model vehicles from like the first part of the first or second decade of the 1900s, but they're going to be very, very slow. Kind of like this little thing I have right here that I'm driving around with Tommy in. So I don't expect anything fast when it comes to the automobile options, if there's any we get to use in Mafia The Old Country. Perhaps we'll get to be able to use bicycles or horses, or maybe we'll have to get around on foot. Whatever the case may be, I hope that we have fast travel abilities to some extent. I also would like a black and white mode, similar to what we had in Mafia Definitive Edition. A photo mode would be amazing. And I would also like a New Game Plus. That would be great. And when it comes to the police, like I looked into this, I think there were police on the island of Sicily during this time period. But so similar to the first two Mafia games, like if they stop you, you may have to pay a fine or maybe bribe them in order to not be arrested or get your wanted level to go higher. So the ability to bribe or pay fines to the policia, that makes sense. And finally, difficulties. So along with New Game Plus, which I hope we end up getting with the next Mafia game, I also hope that we have difficulty levels. Like when you start the game, you play it on normal, but maybe they have like a medium and a hard difficulty. But I would also like the ability to unlock a lethal difficulty where you only have like one life and you have to play through the game start to finish on one life in order to beat it. But if you're killed, you have to start completely over. That'd be awesome if we had various difficulty levels, like a lethal difficulty and New Game Plus in Mafia The Old Country. So there's a few ideas I have. Hopefully Mafia The Old Country has a great story and characters and also ties into the rest of the Mafia trilogy. Now I want to know some of your ideas. Are any of my ideas you liked or didn't like regarding what you want to see in Mafia The Old Country, hopefully coming in 2025? Feel free and let me know below in the comments section.